What legacy meant to me before I had kids was what kind of football player are they going to remember? And when you have kids, that changes.
That's when we said, okay, we need to have this conversation. What's to happen if something were to happen? Life can change in a second. Knowing that my loved ones, my husband and my daughters are taken care of, it was a huge relief.
Create your estate plan today at trustandwill.com.
I mean, how many of us are leaving our house on a regular basis, meaning every day, and we don't have some kind of trust and will in place?
Right.
And life can change on the turn of a dime. I mean, things can change pretty dramatically in an instant. It only takes an instant for a car accident to happen. It only takes an instant for something to happen that would change the course of your life forever.
Right.
And if you are not prepared, then the people that are left behind to pick up the pieces are truly picking up the pieces because they don't have any starting block. This is Paige Bolovich, and we're here to talk about the individual and the couple trust and will. This is time well spent. This is time that is going to be specific by state, but it's going to be important, and it also comes along with some extras if you had to vacate, because here in the last 6-8 months, we've learned a lot about vacating properties in a hurry.
Absolutely.
Through all the wildfires and through all of the bad weather and all those kinds of things. If you had 30 seconds to a minute to clear out of your home, would you know where to find your important papers?
No, I wouldn't before this program because I had things spread out around my home, David. So maybe my title was in one place or maybe my passport. And this creates a system that's going to put all your affairs in order, give you peace of mind, but you're creating a plan, the most beautiful plan and most meaningful gift you can ever give your family, because we created a system, thanks to Trust and Will. They're all about safeguarding our family's legacy. We know when we think about a will, it's the most overlooked aspect of our financial well-being. And they know why. It seems daunting and so heavy to talk about it. But they created this online system, David. It's a platform that is as simple as going online. It's a series of questions and answers, like a questionnaire. Maybe you've done online taxes before. It's very similar in nature. But at the end of 20 minutes, you have created a living will that is state specific. And then all you need to do is get it notarized. You sign it in front of them, and you have everything you need for a will for you, your family, and next of kin.
And special photos, things that you want to keep valuables inside, everything. There's a place for everything in here. This is available for the individual and for the couple. Now, this is something that is very, very important. The time that you spend putting this together will be immeasurably helpful to the people that are left behind who are trying to piece together your life, your finances, and all the things that were important to you and how and where you wanted them to go.
Right, because when we think about this, you know, while it's a hard conversation, when we delay, David, and don't make those decisions, they call it estate planning. This is that will for an individual or a couple. But when we don't make those decisions, we put that heavy task on our loved ones. So while they're grieving and should be celebrating your life, they're trying to track down all those important pieces and put your life in order as they think and hope you would. And so we understand, I just want to show you, you know, some of the reasons why you really do want to consider putting that will into place. And anyone who knows me, the first point I always talk about is preventing that family conflict, because while we all have the best intentions, David, there's a lot of miscommunication when you do not have a plan in place. We also want to make sure you have a guardian for your children, for your pets. And if you think about a will is basically a plan how you decide you wish your assets to be distributed. So we're talking about your pets, your property, your possessions, your final wishes,
your
healthcare
cars.
decisions, your cars, bank accounts, social media, photos that are online. So everything from old school will has been modernized in this affordable system. 18 years or older, it's time to think about that will.
And how many of us have pictures that are trapped on our cell phones? And without that all-important security passcode, those photos are forever trapped inside that phone, right? Because that's the way we live our lives. We tend to put things on our phone thinking, someday I'll get to this.
Sure.
What if that someday is today? Now, I hear radio ads for various things. And then I hear the actors say on the radio ads, isn't that hard? I know it's on my list of things to do, but isn't that tough? Doesn't that require X, Y, and Z? And don't I have to go through and jump all through these hoops and everything? This is what I think so many people make up in their mind that it's difficult.
Right.
And so therefore they put it off. And they put it off, they put it off, and they put it off. Until one day something happens that they don't expect. And they don't come home, for example.
Right.
And no one likes to think about that, and no one likes to talk about it. But the fact of the matter is, the worst thing you can do to your family is to leave loose ends for them to try to tie up. Well, this is what I thought they said at one particular time in their life. If it's not in writing, it doesn't mean squat. If it's not written down somewhere, if it's not in some kind of organized fashion. Now, we have two choices today. We have both the individual and we have the couple. Let's start with the individual.
Great. So the individual has been devised for anyone 18 years or older wanting to put that will into place. So all you need to do, you're going to receive that redeemable voucher, and it will actually give you the website to go on. You're going to go onto that website with the code that we are going to provide you, select individual or couple, and then it simply starts navigating you through this online platform. Your name, your date of birth, and the state in which you reside. The state is a very important aspect of this will because it starts to create a state-specific will. So keep in mind, lawyers, attorneys, experts have all created these wills. It's our answers to these questions that customize it. So once you're finished, that's 20 minutes. A couple great things can happen. One, you can instantly print this. Maybe you are going on a flight tomorrow or the trip of a lifetime. You can print it instantly. You take that printout and you go to anywhere that notarizes. My bank does it for free. You sign it in front of that notary, and then it's a legally binding document. But we also send you these, David. So this is your will and your health care aspects as well. So this is a will. This is your power of attorney. This is your advanced directive. So your living will. So anytime you go to the physician or a doctor, maybe you're going under for surgery, they're going to ask you if you have an advanced directive. That's something we have all put off as well. So all of these matters have been put into very careful, quick, easy system. Again, 20 minutes. You can break it up in chunks, David. You can do 5 minutes today, 5 minutes tomorrow. And then the last piece of the puzzle, to David's point, if you had to dash out that door in a minute's time, do you have all that important information? This is the grab and go situation. ICE meaning in case of emergency. This is for you. This is for your next of kin. You're going to grab this. Maybe it is keys to the all-important safety deposit box for your family, or extra keys to the car or the shed. Maybe it's jewelry, your passport, money. These are all things that you want to be able to dash and grab out the door, but you can also put your trust and will in here, David, along with maybe the deed to your home, marriage certificate. Anything that's important, you can tuck in here, and it will be able to go out that door with no problem.
By the 7th of May, there is going to be a new law that takes place in this country called Real ID. And you either, to board a domestic flight, you either have to show your passport,
Right.
or you have to show your driver's license with a star on it. Now, it's easy enough to use your passport if you remember where it is.
Right.
And if you don't
Yep.
lose it. And if you are on your way to work this afternoon and someone runs a red light and they T-bone your car and it's lights out, are the people you're leaving behind, are they prepared? Are they taken care of?
Yeah.
I mean, may have kids at home. You may have a spouse at home. You may have pets at home. You may have somebody at home that's waiting on you to get there. And you are their person. Now, no one likes to talk about these things. No one likes to think about these things. But the fact of the matter is, they're the reality. This will answer those questions. Now, for $159.98 is the single, $199.98 is for the couple.
Right.
You have a full hour coming up.
Yes, I
of this.
do.
We're just scratching the surface here.
Indeed.
Is it 6 o'clock on QVC 2?
It is 6 p.m. tonight.
Okay, on 2.
On 2.
Right
Yes,
after
please.
I'm done.
Yep.
So
Take
we'll
that
look forward
baton.
to having you, and I believe you're with Jane
Brown tonight. Very much looking forward to it, David.
All right, so we have just scratched the surface. If you want to learn more, then tune in tonight, 6 p.m. for a full hour with Paige. Thank you, Paige.